Hi, I'm Kristin Davis, and I want to know, are you a Charlotte? You guys, it's a big day. It's a big day, okay? Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to be able to talk Bridget into joining us, but I have. She is here, the incredible, the one and the only Bridget Moynahan, who plays Natasha, is here with us. And I just found out something incredible, you guys.
I did. I admitted something pretty big.
It's big. Please tell
it's pretty
the
big.
listeners. Yes. Tell us.
I don't know what's going to happen if I say this
It's
out
going
loud.
to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Like, I'm going to cry.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. This is like nerve-wracking.
Amazing. It's not. No,
Okay, first
you're
of
in a
all,
safe
I
place.
came in to say that, I don't listen to podcasts. I just don't. I don't know why.
It's okay.
Unless it's news-related. And even that, I've had to pull back.
Sure.
And I've never watched the full seasons of Sex and the City. And nobody knows that. I've never admitted that, not even to my priest.
Wow.
Yeah, big.
I love it so much. I am so fascinated.
It's breaking news.
I mean, it's breaking news and it's fascinating news, okay? Because I do think that there is this perception in the world that all of us actors just watch everything that we do and are fine with it and, you know, feel proud and glory in it or whatever, which is not to say that you don't feel proud and you should feel proud, but it can be hard to watch yourself. Is that why you don't watch yourself or the show?
I think it's two different things.
Okay.
One, I never watch shows that I'm in. I see it for the first time probably, you know, at the premiere or, you know, the first screening. And then I won't really go back.
Okay.
And I mean, I just watched Coyote Ugly for the first time because I think we had another anniversary. And that was the first time I've seen the movie in probably 25 years.
Wow.
Or whatever the anniversary is. I mean, it was pretty amazing.
What did you think when you watched it?
It was a great movie.
Right?
It was a great movie.
I read for Coyote Ugly.
You did? For what role?
I did. I don't even know what role. Some role where I was like, there is no way they're going to hire me for this thing.
It was a very crazy audition process. And in fact, I got that right at the same time as I got Sex in the City.
How incredible.
Yeah, right at the same time. I honestly think I was auditioning for them almost in the same day or in the same 2 days.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean,
and
that one had
were
multiple
you?
auditioning processes.
Did you have to dance?
I had to dance.
God.
Multiple days dancing in front of directors and producers. I know.
Terrifying.
Yeah, to Prince.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
How old were you?
I don't know. Older than most people would have thought, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You weren't like 22 or something.
Well, yeah. I was like probably, something like that.
Sure. That's what I would have thought. That's what I thought. And were you scared?
To audition for that one? No, because I had this like weird confidence of dancing. I used to love to dance, but I was not a dancer. I was just like prom, semi-proms, music on, in your room dance. I had no formal training. So a lot of the people that went out for that had a lot more formal training.
But you felt confident.
Yeah.
See, that's how when I met you, you seemed supremely confident.
Oh my gosh. When I went onto the set of Sex and the City, I was like, I always describe it as this, like double Dutch, jump roping.
Yeah.
And then I, who was a Bambi at the time, really had no experience, only had maybe 2 small independent films under my belt, jumping into your Sex and the City world. It was like, you better stay on beat. And
you did.
And
you really did. You really did. This is the thing that I think, and this is what the joy of looking back is, after all this time. Because I have my memories, right? And they're, of course, filtered through whatever was going on with me at the time and that day and whatever. But when you look back, I mean, you have one line in the first episode.
Yeah.
But you are so present. First of all, you're so beautifully cast. But second of all, you're so present. And I've read your interviews where I had to look back at what you've said, what you've been on record saying, whatever. And you said, no one told me the plan. I don't know if the plan was formed. And I don't know either. I wish I'd had time to call Michael Patrick, but he's working on a different show right now. But it didn't. I think what happened, because this was the time when we were starting to trust ourselves and our writers were starting to trust themselves. I don't know if the plan was what it was. I think you showed up and you were so incredible that the plan became the plan.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Because you were like, first of all, the way you looked, incredible. But second of all, your presence.
It's so funny because when I see myself in that first scene, that's not what I see.
What do you see?
I see like, oh my God, can you not smile so much? Like, I don't know what Chris was saying to me, but I don't know. Was it really that funny? I'm not sure. But it like such a big smile.
Right.
And then you have Carrie, Sarah Jessica Parker coming up and looking the way she looks. And
it's quite something.
It was quite something.
Yeah.
I mean, how good was that outfit?
Oh my God, incredible. And now they're still like all the youngsters are trying to recreate it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because at the time, right, I'm Southern and, I'm conservative Charlotte. And I remember thinking like, what is she wearing? Oh my God. And those are the amazing ones now, And also she looked, she could go no wrong, but this is what was so great about you and your casting and your vibe. Like it's really a vibe thing. You have one line, so it's not really about the line, but the way that you are with him, the way that you look with him, the fact that you're so obviously charmed by him, like you don't even need lines. It's like a punch to the gut for her and for all of us because we're with her, right? And you have, you're so much the opposite of her in terms of, I feel like you're equally amazing in the opposite way. You're cool, whereas she's hot and complicated. You're cool and collected and confident.
It was like Big had his perfect woman in two women.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He was getting everything he needed, but from two different people.
I agree totally. And also two totally polar opposites, which then makes you think about him. I'm thinking about Big. I don't know if my listeners are sick of it yet, but like for me, and I've told them this before, when I started, I would just see things as Charlotte saw them. I wasn't complicated enough to think like, what do I think about this script as Kristin? And then, but I'm going to play Charlotte. I was just in it, and also we were going so fast back in the day. Remember the hours were so insane. I mean, I don't know how much you remember, but.
Well, I wasn't there all the time, right? I would kind of like drop in and drop out. And yeah, so.
But I mean, we were all night.
You guys were working all night. And that was, again, my first audition because I'm a very on-time person, which means half an hour early.
Me too.
I'm always early.
Yeah.
And so I was at the audition early, obviously, and I had other auditions that day. So I had, I was like, I'm going to get in and out on this. And then they were running late and running late and running late.
Oh, no.
And I'm calling my agents. I'm like, guys, I have to go to the other one. And they're like, stay for this. You need to stay for this. I'm like, I can't be late for the next one. And I was really, like, I don't want to be late.
I get it.
And then I was feeling like, why are you late? Like, getting all mad. And it was one line. It was, nice to meet you.
Right.
That was the one audition line that I was waiting an hour to say.
But worth it.
But obviously so worth it.
Then, so what do you remember? Like, how did it unfold for you? So you get hired for the one episode, theoretically, right? Like just one.
One, yeah.
And then what happened next? Do you remember?
No, of course not. It was just like, and then they want you back. But it was just.
It was casual, kind of like.
It was a casual, and are you available? Sure, great. And that was it. But I do think, I don't know how many episodes I actually was in.
Someone should find that out.
I don't think it was many, but because she was spoken about so much, she's a much bigger character than whatever appeared on air.
100%. I saw that you had said that in an interview, and I thought that this is very, very true. But I also think that you don't give yourself enough credit because when you are there, you have such a power and a resonance. You know, if it had been someone with less like kind of presence and groundedness, you have a very grounded on-screen presence, which I think has proven true in your
my career,
very long and amazing career, 14 seasons of Blue Blood. Like it's incredible, right? Because you're very, very grounded, intelligent, present, and in such a beautiful woman. That's very powerful. I don't know if you know.
I'm going to hang out with you more often.
Definitely. Hang out with you more often. It's my job to analyze these things, and this is what I see. So, and I think at the time, and this is what I remember and feel really horribly guilty about, because I was so in it, you know, and I was, obviously Charlotte is like this fiercely loyal friend. That's one of her big things, and believes in love, but also believed in Big and Carrie. You know, I was very pro-Big. Charlotte was very pro-Big for Carrie, right?
Until you weren't.
Exactly. And then I really, really wasn't.
Which I did see that episode recently. And I was like, how many friends do that?
Oh, which one are you talking about?
How many friends say, what are you doing? This is horrible. You should not be having an affair.
Right. Thank God.
You're the other woman. How would you like it if this was happening to you? Like, you really, you let her have it. You gave her the flip side of things.
Thank God. Thank God. Charlotte does have a moral compass that is going to be, you know, in action when things get to the nitty gritty, right?
Yeah.
Like she might be kind of vague and hopeful, and then all of a sudden, if you're there, she's like, you know, I believe in marriage, and what are you doing? Which, thank God. But I mean, there's so much to talk to you about, but. One of the things, I just want to confess this thing to you. So at the time that you came, right? First of all, let me say this. You know, you're referring to all these auditions. I was in New York before I got the show, but right when I got out of college. And I would audition like 12 times a day or whatever. And I did that in LA as well. Just bam, bam, bam. Some would be commercial, some would be, you know, guest star, all the indie, all different things, right? Which I assume you were also in the mix.
Yeah.
I am 99% sure I sat in waiting rooms with you.
I'm sure we did, but we didn't even know, right?
No, it's insane to think about, right? And so for me, I was like, oh, there's that beautiful woman, and she's so tall, and she's going to get it. Like that's how I felt. You know what I mean? Like, because it would just be all models.
Yeah. Remember those days?
Yes. Yes.
For the hair commercial.
Yes. All of it.
Yeah, all of it.
And then sometimes at the commercial auditions, they'd make you go in there and dance. Do you remember this phase?
Maybe. I mean,
but you
there
felt
were so many things.
You felt confident dancing.
Auditioning's weird.
Awful.
I think it's gotten weirder, though, over the years.
I mean, now it's on tape. You do it at your house.
It's nuts.
It's bizarre.
It's so weird.
I know. I feel like I would have been better
at
at that than in person. In person, I would just shut down.
I prefer going into the audition with people and casting directors who have read the script and have better lighting and who can work with you. I mean, casting directors are amazing.
That's true.
And we don't get to see them anymore.
I guess I don't even understand what's happening now. I don't even get it.
Which is why we're here in this dark room.
Exactly. But luckily we have a whole career that we can talk about.
That's right.
So it's all good. Okay, so I want to go back to this thing that I have to confess to you. Okay. So you came, and I remember, you know, we read the scripts, right? And we're like, oh, you know, oh no, he's going to come with this girl. And I mean, we hear facts about you. He met you in Paris. Your character, Natasha, he met you in Paris. You know, in our mind, in the Sex and the City world of the characters, he's gone to Paris and she's trying to move on. She thinks he's still in Paris, right? Which is why it's such a shock when they see you. Yeah, at the party in the Hamptons, the rodeo party in the Hamptons. Bizarre.
Yeah.
And, you know, all of us are just like horrified. And I remember at some point, and I don't think it would have been this episode because I think we filmed that party in Far Rockaway. Do you remember this?
No.
Like somewhere.
I remember I was in the trailer for a really long time because it was a long day. There was so much going on.
Yes.
And then I had to go out into this massive party. Yes, it was scary for me.
I'm sorry. How could it not be scary for you? Yes. And this is what I want to say. Normally what I would do for guest star people, which were usually men, I would go and try to kind of proactively be friendly because it is such a scary situation.
Yes.
But because you were like
the nemesis.
Yes. I don't
That's
think I was
why
that
nobody
nice
was talking to
you.
me.
I feel really bad about that, Bridget.
Oh, it's okay now.
I know, but I feel really bad because like we were all young-ish, you know what I mean? And like you were new and I just feel bad.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay.
But then we would run into each other at the gym all the time, and
that's true in LA.
Yeah,
oh my
in
God.
LA.
That was much later, and that was
why
really
is she
fun.
being so nice to me? She was not nice to me at the rodeo party.
Well, I'm glad that I had a chance because by then we weren't in our characters anymore, and I could just be like a normal person. Thank God. Yeah, but I have always felt really guilty about it because I didn't even really realize how much I had internalized Charlotte's worldview. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was more forgiving of things. I don't even want to get into it, but like that, you know, people who played parts would do or whatever that Charlotte loved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I was less forgiving, you know, if you were somebody that I felt like was, you know, threatening my friend or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like so silly, really, and I feel bad.
No. But it's so interesting, the things that we look back on. And I have to say, since then, like when I came back for and just like that, it was such a nice reunion, right?
Yeah.
You know, it was so nice to see you.
I mean, time
ladies.
and distance and getting to kind of
maturity.
Maturity and growth and, you know, getting to play the same characters, but yet having that growth within the characters, even though we're still kind of supporting Carrie and her insane ideas of that episode. But that's also what I love. Like, Carrie is a flawed character, as all of us are flawed characters because people are flawed and complicated. One of the things I wanted to ask you about, because I have seen over the years that you've commented that people, meaning fans, at times would give you a hard time, you, Bridget, a hard time for playing Natasha, even though you did nothing wrong.
Right. You mean like because they all love Big and Carrie together, and somehow I was in the way.
But that's so unfair. Like, what would they say to you? What did you say? How did you feel?
I think I actually said out loud sometimes, like, no, she was having an affair with my husband. Let's break this down.
Good for you.
And I don't know how you watch those episodes where she's sneaking to the hotel rooms.
I mean, it's extreme.
And
it's so extreme.
Not feel like, what are you doing?
I know.
Especially when the hotel rooms got worse.
I know.
You know?
Yes.
Like, it was like super swanky and then like kind of suspect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm just saying you didn't root for her to stay on that path.
I mean, how could you?
Yeah.
I remember, though, and this again is me being Charlotte. Obviously, Charlotte didn't really know at the time, but like we were pro Big and her. Like it's bizarre and interesting. But then I also read an interview where you say something to the effect of, you know, Big was in love with her, meaning Carrie. And I mean, it is so complicated, right? But this is how life is, right? People are complicated and messy. And obviously, they have a whole messy thing for so long. It's messy for so long.
Yeah.
That I also think as a friend, like, why wasn't I like, this is messy for so long? You know
I think you were.
I guess I
think
did
you were.
at times. But then I think also when you see your friend who just can't move on or can't get out of that cycle or whatever it is, what do you do? You know, what do you do? Right? Like, you don't want to.
You have to,
bail.
I guess, support.
Right. I think you do. And you have to try to be there for them as they're going through it or whatever it is. But I also have this other personal memory I want to share with you. I was in an elevator with you.
Yes.
At some point.
Yes.
In between the films and just like that. And I knew that there had been, so at one point we wanted to do a third movie.
Yes.
And in that third movie,
Natasha was in it.
Yes. Did I tell you that?
Yes.
Okay, because I know I wanted to, and I couldn't remember if I had the nerve to spit it out.
I wonder, did you tell me and then I ended up never getting the call? Or did you tell me you were...
Because we were supposed to do it, and then it wasn't going to happen.
And then there was no third
but I
movie.
felt so bad.
But then they put me in, and just
like that. But I think I didn't know that was coming, obviously,
Yeah.
right? Because we take so many turns in this 30-year-long journey.
Yes.
But because I saw you, and I thought to myself, because in my mind, also by that point, having some space from being in it, I realized, oh, poor Natasha really suffered and has had no, kind of closure and credit paid,
Yeah.
But that's what the scene was going to be, which you kind of got in and just like that, but it was a bit different in the movie that didn't happen. And I just wanted you to know that you had been in our collective writers' minds in terms of wanting you to have that.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
I know.
But it was still fun.
It was fun when it happened, and it happened in a different way, but thank God it happened, because it was kind of left in such a weird way. You know what I'm saying?
But it was so sweet when Michael Patrick King called. He's like, I want to pitch something to you. And just let me know if you would be open to it.
Aww.
And I'm like, yes, I would be. I don't know what, you could just say, I just want you sitting at a table. And I would have been, yes.
That's so nice.
I would have brought him coffee on set. It doesn't matter. Just to be part of the world again was just an honor.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you felt that. I think for us, we feel guilty that we hadn't kind of done you justice, you/Natasha. And so I think that's why he felt like you might not, want to, but we really, really wanted you to. And we're so happy that you did.
Thanks.
We're so happy that you did. Okay, let's go back in time again, because I'd love to hear about the things that people remember or don't or whatever. So you go on 2 auditions. You end up getting Coyote Ugly and Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Of course, you have no way of knowing that Sex and the City will go on to be this big,
massive
big thing. Right.
No.
But Coyote Ugly, I think everyone thought was going to be a big thing.
Well, that was also another moment of me not knowing what I was getting into. And that was the Jerry Bruckheimer world. I had no idea who. I live under a rock. Let's just call it.
Bridget lives under a rock, and I so respect it.
I don't pay attention to things that I don't need to pay attention to. So, and I guess I should have paid attention to who Jerry Bruckheimer was, but
pretty big deal.
He's a pretty big deal. And I was a new young actor, and I don't think I understood the machine that he was and how he makes careers. And he's a major, he just makes hits, right?
He really does.
And I think the nice thing about not really knowing that is that you're just treating each audition as
right.
It all means the same, right? It's all an exploration of a character, and you're just going out. There's no pressure. There's no one's better than the other.
Right. You don't know the pressure.
Yeah, and you can't ever rely on that. How many times have you done a pilot that you think, oh, of course, it's got these actors, these producers, this network behind it, and then it actually never goes anywhere.
Yep.
People have whole careers doing that.
Absolutely.
So you can't ever know what's going to be a hit or not.
No.
So yeah,
Coyote Ugly. I remember that was everyone wanted that job.
I didn't know that, but I remember seeing the billboard on that building on Sunset Boulevard when you're heading, I believe, east, and it's right on Sunset before La Cienega, and it's
huge,
and all of us were on it. I was like, oh, okay.
That's when you figured.
That's kind of what I figured out that was going to be bigger than what because we were just in it. We were just,
but that's
learning
beautiful.
to dance and learning to bartend and just working out with Jurgen. And
I love it. And I mean, did you went to the real place, I assume, and did the research? Because I remember all that. I was sober by that point, so I was like, I'm going to stay away from that place. But I do feel like somehow I ended up there. Did we film there? Maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure you filmed.
I feel like we did.
I think I was going there socially prior to. Yeah, because
you were very cool.
Well,
you were.
I just maybe was out later than I should have been.
Oh, listen.
And I lived in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
so
it was the 90s.
Right,
I mean, you were living the life.
Yeah.
This was the life.
It's probably like a diner now or a Bubby's.
Or a store.
Or a store.
You know what I mean?
It's probably like theory.
Right. Yeah, because Bubby's moved, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Love Bubby's.
Yeah.
Bubby's with the pie. You guys were going to reminisce now. Okay, so let's go back. You did the short little one episode with us, second season.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go off, you do Coyote Ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come back, third season.
Okay.
And did they just, yes, you did. They would just call you and say like, are you available?
Yeah.
So you were just doing one by one?
Yeah, it was just a day player. Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Uh-huh. And every time Chris
realize.
Noth would be like, hi, nice to meet you. I'd be like, dude, I'm your wife.
Yes.
Chris.
Oh my God. That is classic. Wow. Okay. Well,
I love Chris. I mean, and then like years later, we bump into each other in California, and he's like, and there's my wife. I'm like, you couldn't remember I was your wife when I was your wife, and now I'm not. And now I'm not your wife.
That's very Chris. That's a very Chris story.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris was like weirdly in the moment in weird ways. You know what I'm saying? The thing that occurs to me that I want to talk to you about. I mean, it's funny because we're rewatching this one episode, but you have one line which is adorable. But you really do. It is just such a powerfully horrible scene, really. Like even rewatching it all these years later.
You mean the one?
No, I'm going to get to that one. That one also. No, the one where she sees you together for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
The rodeo / beach party.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think because we absolutely do not see it coming, right? Everyone thinks Big's in Paris. Yeah. We have no idea. She's been trying to move on with all these
and she's flirting with that guy,
people.
the doctor.
Right, the doctor who's good on paper, which, of course, means it's not good in general. No offense. But, everyone knows that. But I think that's pretty clear. But the thing that I also think is so interesting about the episode is it's kind of because I'm trying to pretend, Charlotte's trying to pretend that she's in her 20s. There's an innocence about the episode,
right.
We're at the beach. It's like younger girls and all kind of people are around. And we don't see it coming at all. You think it's just going to be kind of like a crazy party episode, you know? Charlotte gets crabs from this guy that she goes out with, which is mortifying and brilliant and mortifying. And then all of a sudden it ends with this, basically a tragedy for Carrie, which is that she looks over, she sees your goddess young self laughing, as you say. And literally, you could have said nothing. It didn't matter. Just you standing there with him laughing and him laughing with you because he seems so different with you.
Yeah.
Because with Carrie, he's very kind of stern and yes, like kind of covered and manipulative or whatever. And with you, he just seems kind of relaxed and giggly, kind of like, who is that? So just the vision, and Sarah plays it so beautifully, like you just feel her, her heart just, just, the awful. And then she tries to kind of like, hey, how are you? What are you doing here? And he says all kinds of stupid things, and then you very politely say, nice to meet you, and excuse yourself because you can see, and this is what I mean about you being just so grounded and good. Like you can see in your eyes, you also say, Carrie, I've heard so much about you. Which is also so devastating.
Yeah.
Like he's told you about her.
Uh-huh.
Oh, awful. This young, beautiful.
But I do feel like there's a look that Mr. Big, I don't know how to say Mr. Big.
It's cool, you said it.
Mr. Big gives to Carrie when they're alone, and he's like, I was going to call you. Like, it was so touching and moving and like heartbreaking a little bit that.
Yeah, but also him.
I know, but I like made it, you kind of, I don't know.
I mean, yes.
It was,
first of all, they're incredible.
Wasn't cold. It wasn't like he was sorry.
Well, maybe, but he wasn't
bit. I
sorry
don't know.
enough.
I felt for him. I did.
I did not feel for him. Not one iota in my rewatching. I'm sure I did at the time, right?
Yeah.
But in my rewatching, I think like, what a fucking asshole.
Well, yes.
Like, come on. Look at her there. So fantastic. Just devastated, just like wound to the heart. And so beautiful and cool and calm and poised. You're so poised and polite that you excuse yourself because you can see that there's, unfinished business, something going on. And also he's told you about her. Right? What did he even tell you about her? It's so well written. Obviously, the writers are incredible, but so beautifully acted by all three of you in terms of the unspoken moments there, which is to me why you then became this part, And it reminds me a little bit of Kyle. When we hired Kyle to play my Trey McDougal, he was supposed to, I believe he was supposed to do 5 episodes. And the idea was that he was supposed to be, Charlotte is now like, I'm going to get married, like a broken record. And then she meets him in the street. And of course, he looks a dream. A dream. And she's like, oh my God, I found him. And everything is perfect on the outside, not so perfect in the relationship, but she's still going to make it work. And the idea originally had been that he would be very annoying. That his character would be very annoying, would be very good looking, but very annoying, that no one would want to talk to him. So there's a scene on the boat with Chris, Sarah Jessica, Carrie Big, me, and Kyle. And I'm supposed to be laughing at all of his jokes. They're supposed to be terrible. And the two of them are supposed to be like, oh, God, he's awful. What are we going to do? Mm-hmm. But he was Kyle. He was so charming. He couldn't be not charming.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we just shifted the writing, He was supposed to last 5 episodes. It was not supposed to work out. And then he was supposed to be gone.
And how long was he on for?
Years. Like, I can't even, I don't know.
Like 3 years.
Years. Yeah, like we got married. We tried to have a baby. Mm-hmm. There's still problems the whole time, but Charlotte is persistent. She's going to make it work. Do you know what I mean? And he's Kyle. We had to leave the part about him being annoying. Do you know what I mean?
And everybody liked him.
Yes. We were all collectively completely infatuated with him. How could you not be?
Yeah.
I think that's also what happened with you. And I'm going to go get to the bottom of it with Michael Patrick. But I think you showed up and everybody was like the light bulbs just, she's perfect. That's what I think happened.
It was a gift that kept giving.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Now, what was that like for you? Okay, Coyote Ugly comes out and then you're still coming back on the show. You were doing so many different things. That's how I remember it. What was your experience?
I don't know. I think at that time I had I had this perception that you couldn't model and be an actress. So I put all the modeling aside and just focused on acting. And so I wasn't really, you do, shoots for promotional things and everything like that. That's what I mean. But I wasn't doing. No, you were your actress self on a magazine cover. You right.
Not the model self.
Right.
You were talking and,
Yeah. And talking.
You know what I'm saying?
Talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think,
Was it fun?
I feel like I was doing a lot of films at that time.
I think so too. I think you were really busy and I think we were just lucky to be still getting you. You know?
I think I was, it was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind. It was like those 2 projects at the same time really just, the momentum went.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I love to ask people this because it's not always what you think. Was it what you thought it would be? Did it make you happy? Was it overwhelming? What was it like to have that momentum?
I don't know if I ever thought about what it was. I didn't go,
you didn't analyze it.
I didn't analyze it. I always felt so fortunate to get the projects that I got. Mm-hmm. And I was working with, Ben Affleck and Al Pacino and like Colin Farrell and just like a lot of good projects that were challenging me in different ways. So
you were rolling with it.
I was rolling with it. And it was just like when you step back and think, wow, this happened, like it is wild.
It is
wild.
It
is totally wild.
Right. But I think
and I see some of the young, like Sweeney, what's her name? Sydney Sweeney. I'm just like, I'm watching her, and it's just so fantastic, the success that she's having. And at the same time, you just hope that she can maneuver, because when you and I were coming up, it was not what it is now.
Thank
as
God.
Far as social media and the attention, the paparazzi and the lack of privacy and all that stuff.
And also the commentary.
And the commentary.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
I mean, I would say, like, for Sarah Jessica, the lack of privacy was a problem, especially when she got pregnant. Like, they, I was so worried about her every single day. They chased her relentlessly.
I can't imagine.
It was horrific when she's pregnant. That was when I really thought, like, I don't want that. I don't want that.
No.
I don't want that at all. She didn't want that, but she didn't have a choice at that point, So I think we had our own version. I think now the thing that's weird and different and problematic is there's so much negative input on social media, yet social media is also really important. So it's hard to just totally ignore it, in many ways. I mean, there are people who do, and more power to them, obviously.
Yeah.
But like for her age, for that group, it's like it's a way that they communicate. It's part of their lives, right? And then to have things go, in the crazy ways that they go. I mean, she does an ad campaign, and then people freak out, right? Like,
I thought it was brilliant.
Right, and also that's not her idea.
No.
You know what I mean?
But I do love, this generation knows how to use it as a tool and embrace it in ways that I was just behind on and not comfortable with.
I mean, look, we all are. It's weird for us, right? Like, I struggle myself. I try to do it because I have this podcast and, whatever. And it is a whole business now, really. But I get young people to help me out because I'm like, I don't know. Like, the idea for us in our generation of just inviting people in your house to film you, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's still weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a strange thing. But I think if you grew up with it, it's not weird at all, right? So it is one of those generational issues, obviously, but it is super fascinating to watch. I feel for the young people because I feel like we all had a level of, bizarre scrutiny, obviously. You were in the modeling industry. It's not an easy industry to come. It might have actually been easier to leave modeling and go to acting. What was your perception?
Yeah, I think that I struggled in the modeling because I had maybe opinions or other things that I needed to express, and you didn't have that avenue in that.
Right.
And then, but that's part of the reason why I don't watch my material afterwards, is because I don't want to get judgmental or nitty gritty on how I'm looking, because to me that's not the point.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to go down that route.
I agree. That's brilliant. Super smart. So,
and it's hard for me because I've started directing over the last, 4 years, and to have to direct yourself is very bizarre because you don't want to be paying attention to your own performance or how you're looking. So you rely on other people, but then you don't have the same eye, and you would have been maybe adjusting things, whatever. But I have incredible respect for actors who can do it so well, like Bradley Cooper.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
how
bow down to that man and his talent.
I agree, totally.
In front of and behind the screen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I know. Affleck.
Yeah.
Also, how did he do it?
You said Affleck.
He
Affleck.
directs.
I know, but it sounded like the commercial.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Ben. Affleck.
Ben. Yeah, he does a great job.
He does a great job. So when you went to Blue Bloods, so you did. John Wick.
I mean, another gift that just kept giving.
Incredible and so great. I always love to see you. If I'm on a plane and I've seen everything that's on the plane and John Wick's there, I'll rewatch old John Wick, and I always love to see you.
John
so
Wick.
Great, so great. Keanu. Oh God, A dream.
Dreamy. He's on Broadway.
Beyond. I know. It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, it's just so great to be a part of our industry for so long.
So long. Think about that? I went to the last premiere.
I met you.
Oh, me too.
You can talk about him if you want, but I met you.
It was fun that I went to the premiere and he's like, "Can you believe we've been doing this for 10 years?" I was like, "What, 10 years?" He's like, "Yeah, the first time we did this shoot was 10 years ago." I was like, "Wow."
That is incredible.
It's incredible.
It's a joy.
You know, what a joy. And like for you to be on this show for as long as you have been. And then, you know, I had the blessing of Blue Bloods as well. So it's just, you know, it is.
We're so lucky.
We're so lucky.
We're incredibly lucky. Now, you did 14 seasons of Blue Bloods.
14 seasons, yeah.
Incredible.
And we did have a lot of the crew from Sex and the City.
I know.
So, yeah, we took them.
I know. I'm glad because they had a good job. It was good.
Yeah.
But wonderful, wonderful crew members. And then, so Blue Blood has ended and there's some kind of spin-off something. What's happening?
There's a spin-off called Boston Blue.
Got it.
With Donnie Wahlberg.
Got it.
And, yeah, so.
Do you go on there? Are you going to go on there?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So that keeps on giving as well.
That keeps on giving.
Incredible.
And I'm directing on that as well, so that's great.
How fun. Yeah. When did you start directing?
On Blue Bloods. Yeah, on Blue Bloods.
Do you love it?
I definitely enjoy it. I like being on that side of the camera. I like working with actors. I like participating with all the different departments. It really just like revived my interest in the business to be, you know, just getting just to another layer and another layer and another layer. So it was great.
Does it get boring for you just to be acting now?
Well, I haven't really we just finished the show like a year ago.
Got it.
And I did, you know, a couple of projects after that. But I've got I've got a kid who's graduating from high school soon. So I'm kind of laying.
Oh my God. You have a lot to do.
I'm just
in the mom world.
Leaning into that.
Yes. Incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. And then directing on this. So we'll see what, you know, the business itself has
upside down
through
oh my God, yes.
metamorphosis. And so
it continues. I don't think we're done.
But I think, you know, it will be really nice to I've been working nonstop since high school in one career, you know, like
incredible
after high school. So it's like this is the first time I've had a nice conscious break.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's been nice.
That's so nice. Yeah. I think it's so important because you can't really reflect on things if you're just going. But I also think in our jobs, going is a huge blessing and you're aware of that. You know?
It's a huge blessing. But you know, I don't know. I feel like it's been a blessing. But then while you're in the circus of moving from project to project and doing all these things, like your concept of time is, oh yeah, that was season 3, or oh yeah, I 100%. Was in South Africa on that show,
right?
Or you know, your timetable is chunks of time with the poster in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I do know.
And so
it's hard for me with the podcast people will say, well, when did this happen? In my mind, everything is reorganized, not as reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not a linear date person or whatever. I'm trying to be because I have to be now. And sometimes I'll see an episode and I'll think, well, I thought that was in season 5, but it's in season 1. Like it's wacky. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's kind of fun in a way too, because I do think one of the joys of what we do is that you're not in one setting at all times, like a regular job. You know, we have just infinite.
Every day is a new day.
Right. Interest and change and novelty. And, you know, occasionally it's difficult, right? But often it's really a joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I agree. It is so much fun having Bridget Moynahan here. We are going to come back to recap 20-something girls versus 30-something women. So please join us for more with Bridget Moynahan.